John, you ready?
I am ready. Let's go. Light this candle.
Oh.
All right.
Pop music. Pop music.
I didn't.
Do you know what this is?
The soccer team.
Yeah, from Milan.
Yeah.
In honor of the Winter Olympics. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I did not.
Milanese. So I wore it today. It's raining and it's cold. Can you tell it's cold outside?
It is cold.
I mean, it's really cold. I am.
We're bundled up here.
I'm bundled up, yes.
But we are here to record a special episode of Eat Talk Repeat.
Yes, we are.
I've had this episode on my radar and planned out for almost a year now.
Really?
It's just been getting ready to nail it down. We're going to air it in March because it's very fitting.
Very March Madnessy of us.
Yes, we've got brackets over here.
Yeah, so we're basically just going to argue about sandwiches.
We are. It's
for like a half hour and a 45-minute argument about sandwiches.
One of my favorite food groups.
This is what you've asked for, folks. You don't want to hear me opine about fine French dining and an expensive Burgundy wine. You want to hear me talking about whether a tuna salad is a better sandwich than an egg salad.
Yeah.
And it is.
Don't jump ahead.
Okay, all right.
But yes, we are doing the 2026 Sandwich Bracket where we argue over which sandwiches are better, why.
She got so excited about this.
I did.
Believe she was just beside herself.
I actually, one time I had a boyfriend who was like, oh, we've got to make dinner for the family. And I was like, oh, I got this great sandwich that we can make. And he goes, sandwich is not dinner. And I go, what?
Maybe in your family it isn't.
Yeah, I was like, that is grounds for a breakup.
Oh my God, sandwiches are the best. You get, so it's one stop chomping.
Oh my gosh,
right?
Yes,
all
I
your
love
food
it.
groups in one place.
I love it. And you recently sent an article or reposted a controversial.
Yeah, let's discuss before we get into our groups real quickly.
Yes.
Discuss my Facebook friend and one of the great writers in he's written for every national magazine. Joel Stein wrote on Fine Dining Lovers, a website that's sponsored by Pellegrino. And we're Facebook friends, Joel. I've never met him, but I've corresponded with him over the years. And he wrote this unpopular food opinions, you don't really love sandwiches. So guess what his conclusion was by that rage bait title.
What is it?
It's that basically you're not eating the sandwiches for the filler, you're eating it for the bread. And I'm kind of forced to agree with him. He said, basically, he has a great. I'm going to have to find it. He has a great quote in the middle of the article where he says, he basically says, it's just meat filler. Everything is just filler. You're just it's
an excuse for bread.
Excuse to meat. The meat's just a filler there as an excuse to eat the bread. Exactly.
Okay. I don't know if I agree with that.
You don't?
No. I agree that bread can ruin a sandwich. If you've got stale bread or flavorless bread or it's too bready and the ratio is off, absolutely agree bread can ruin a sandwich. But I don't think when I'm eating a sandwich, it's not just about the bread.
Well, but I think it's like 80% about the bread, okay? No. And a lot of things, I mean, one of his great quotes is, some of the world's most famous sandwiches are like, Cat's Deli, piled high with this,
Love.
or, gigantic, ginormous amounts of meat. He goes, are they just plates of meat, you'd rather just eat with your hands with bread around them? And that's kind of what they are. They're just platters of meat. So the bread is inconsequential to the meat on those. So they're just meat platters and not really sandwiches. What makes a sandwich is the exquisite bread that surrounds. And great bread can elevate almost anything. And crappy bread, doesn't necessarily. You can have crappy bread on a pastrami sandwich and still love the pastrami sandwich.
But now you're arguing against yourself.
Well, I am and I'm not. I'm saying that pastrami, some things are just about the meat, but a great sandwich is about the bread. So I'm not really arguing against myself.
I think you are. But
No.
okay, there are certain sandwiches that absolutely comes down to the bread. You know, the bread is part of the makeup of it. We had this conversation the other day about po' boys.
Yeah.
That it's got to be a very specific roll.
A Leidenheimer roll from a certain bakery in New Orleans,
Yep.
yes.
The same with lobster rolls, Cubans. What else do we have that are very particular?
Philly cheesesteaks, they get very provincial and they swell with pride because it has to be an Amoroso baked roll, which it doesn't have to be, but that's the way they think.
But yeah, but there are so
But
many.
these are sandwiches. They're not about the bread. They're about the filling. You know what I mean? A sandwich should
But
have...
this whole article is saying that it's about the bread, that we don't eat enough bread, that we're starving ourselves of carbs. And so when we think we love a sandwich, we really just are loving the excuse to eat bread.
Yes.
I don't think so.
And I think, I also just think I'm going to repeat myself, that great bread can make mediocre ingredients so much better, okay? But crappy bread and really good ingredients, just people push the bread aside and just eat the meat.
It's like
So
a smash burger.
You need great bread for a great sandwich.
But I also think you need great ingredients. So I think it's both. But okay.
And the old agree to disagree.
Yeah, I don't think it's all about bread.
All
I
right,
think a lot of people probably do use it as an excuse to eat bread. But I don't think I do.
What's the first thing that hits your palate when you bite into a sandwich? The bread.
Yeah, but I'm not eating a sandwich just for the excuse to eat the bread. There are sometimes I think back on sandwiches and I'm like, I couldn't even tell you if it was sourdough or white bread.
But you just remember the
Ethereal,
salami
yeah,
inside it.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I got
Like
you.
the cheese store of Beverly Hills, they make sandwiches.
Yeah.
The bread is actually an after. I mean, they would disagree. They take
Right.
very serious pride in what bread they're using. But for me, it's all about the combination of the meats and cheeses that they're putting in there.
Well, some of the things in our brackets here are some sandwiches we'll agree are very bread forward,
Yes.
and some like the ham beurre, the classic ham beurre from Paris. I mean, it's just very thin ingredients on the buttered buttered baguette, and others are just stuffed with ingredients, and hence that makes the fun conversation.
Okay, I've got a question.
Okay.
What word do you use? Hoagie, sub, hero, or grinder?
Okay. Oh, it's so funny you should ask. We should ask John Montague. Do you know who he was? The first Earl of Sandwich.
Oh.
Okay. Maybe not the first. I think it was like the fourth Earl of Sandwich, who sandwiches are named after because he was an addicted gambler who didn't want to get up from the tables, much like the slot junkies we have in Vegas today. I think he was in the 14th century, 15th or 14th century. And so he would ask his squires or whatever to bring him the meat instead of just stabbing the meat with a fork and eating it. Say, put it between bread so I can get my meat and my sandwiches in one compact package. And
That's the origin story of the sandwich?
That's John Montague, the Earl of Sandwich, yes. And it was addictive. Vegas has a lot in common with the origins of the sandwich. It's all about addictive gambling.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, what was your question?
Hero.
Okay. Well, it depends on where you come from.
I know. So
Let me give you a little. Is it entomology? Etymology, not
Yes.
entomology. Etymology of the of stuff. Again, allow me to opine. And actually, more to edify than opine. It depends on where you come from.
Okay.
In hoagies, for example, come on, depending on who you talk to, are of Philadelphia origin, and started with ship workers, dock workers. And the submarine is often thought of, and grinders were also thought of to come from ship and dock workers. How about this? So they have a lot in common with people making ships, specifically Italian immigrants who are working in Philadelphia for the grinder, and for Philadelphia for the hoagies, and in New Groton, Connecticut, New London, Connecticut for the subs and the grinders. Grinders tend to be hot, hoagies tend to be cold. Sub sandwiches, are they made after torpedo rolls that look like submarines? Guess what's made in New London, Connecticut? Submarines, okay? Not that the sandwich, so sub sandwiches maybe relate back to that. Grinders have to do with them being thick and hard and to eat and bite into, and that sort of became the nickname for these big, thick torpedo roll sandwiches that the dock workers were eating in Connecticut, and the Italian dock workers were working at a place called Hog Island. Mm-hmm. And somehow the hoagie started being associated with these workers bringing sandwiches to work with a lot of Italian meats, cold cuts stuffed on a roll, and based on hoagies, Hog Island. Some people said it related to them being hogs, so eating like hogs, but I think the Hog Island thing is more appropriate. So a lot of sandwiches by nature, unless you're the Earl of Sandwich, have a very blue-collar orientation. So do po' boys. Po' boys out of New Orleans because they were just a poor way to get some proteins with bread.
Okay.
So and there's all kind of etymology of this, but that's just
so I think I go, even though I have some Pennsylvania roots, I still just go sub. I'm gonna go get a sub.
Yeah, sub is kind of the universal word because then it kind of looks like the submarine there. Mm-hmm. But people get very devoted to their
they do.
and very defensive about these things. A grinder's got to be hot. It's got to be in Connecticut. But you go there's the Mason-Dixon line somewhere around Philadelphia where they suddenly become hoagies. And don't try to put a jardiniere on a hoagie because that belongs only on Chicago sandwiches. You see?
Oh my gosh.
They get really, really upset about things like that. Yes.
The religion of sandwiches.
Yeah, people just get so opinionated about these things. The only opinion that counts, of course, is mine.
Yes, we know, John. We know. All right, you ready to get into it?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with group one. Start at the top. PB&J.
This was easy. Versus grilled cheese. What did you say?
Well, first I want to know two things. What kind of peanut butter and what kind of jelly do you use to make your PB&J?
Well, first, it's got to be good white bread.
Yep.
I used to love Pepperidge Farm white bread, believe it or not, back in the day. If you're going to get a store-bought bread,
yes.
Kind of thin crust sandwich bread, smear a little butter on there, soft butter.
Butter?
Butter, yeah. Then peanut butter on top.
Crunchy?
Peter Pan crunchy. And then a Smucker's raspberry jam.
Raspberry?
On the other side of it. Anybody who uses grape jelly is just, that's trailer trash talk, okay?
Whew.
Okay, what's your go-to?
Smooth peanut butter, and it could be like Jif or
White bread city over here.
Wonder Bread me.
Yeah,
but here's how I do it. So I get one slice, half peanut butter, half. I grew up on grape jelly, but I've evolved, and I'm now a strawberry or raspberry.
Yeah,
and I do it on the other half, and then I fold it. And the true test is
so you're using a single slice of bread.
Single slice, and the way to tell your bread is fresh is when you fold it. If it doesn't crack, if it just.
Look at this.
Oh my God.
Scientifically proven.
Okay, so that's my PB&J, but ultimately I picked grilled cheese.
Yeah, PB&Js are kids' food. I mean, I like PB&J, but I outgrew them, 60 years ago. So grilled cheese means that one. Now we have gyro, properly gyro as the Greek.
Gyro.
Yeah, people call it gyro, but it means gyro, and that's also where the hero sandwich comes from. People call them heroes. It's just a anglicization of gyro or gyro versus falafel and pita. Just that. Screw your falafel and pita. Falafel is just who came up with this? Deep fried. So the yellow has to meet.
I agree. Give me a little tzatziki on that thing, and
so let's go down now.
Tuna salad versus egg salad. Easy tuna salad.
It has to be.
Has to be.
I mean, I like egg salad sandwiches, but they're forgettable. The best one you've ever had is forgettable.
Yeah, and I just want to kind of also say the way I approached this is I took the best experience I've ever had with each sandwich and put it up against the best experience I've had with the other sandwich, and which one wins. So,
read my mind. That's exactly. Actually, when I was going to think about the best. I went, yeah, the best of that would be the best of that. So tuna wins the salad wars there.
Absolutely.
Now the next one was fried chicken versus hot chicken.
I went fried chicken. Even though I tend to lean spicy, I think sometimes the heat takes away from all the flavors. You don't kind of get to enjoy everything that's going on in the sandwich. It just gets overpowered by the spice and the heat.
Well, my hot take is that you're wrong. But I see your point. Your point is well taken. I mean, I take your point. I see it. Because
I take
sometimes
your take.
I take your take, but then I have my own hot take, which has to do with I give the nod to hot chicken. But hot chicken can't be too hot.
Yeah.
So I give you that. You know what? I'm completely
Oh
changing
my
my
gosh.
vote. I think it goes to fried. Yes, yes.
Look at this.
As much as I like a hot chicken sandwich, sometimes the heat overwhelms everything else. And if the best fried chicken sandwich to me is better than the best hot
Yeah,
chicken
it's got
sandwich.
that like peppery mayo, shreddis. It's got
You got it. Okay, so there we are there now. Next one.
cheesesteak and meatball sub. And Mr. Hollywood would say, I am a sucker for a meatball. He's always saying, I don't think you have encountered a menu that has meatballs on it and you don't eat it.
And it's like radar. Yeah,
But I have to go cheesesteak
yeah, me too.
because a meatball sub, there's no dimension. It just kind of is all mush.
It's just meatball, and then the bread, whether it's good or bad, just gets the sauce, and it just eat your frickin' meatball. Okay,
Yeah.
the meatballs don't really belong on a sub. Just get them on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm with you. The cheesesteak, the iconic Philly cheesesteak.
You
wins
do
that
with
one.
Whiz?
Well, that's what they do at Pat's and Gino's and John's and Angelo's in Philly. But I like better. I like the better. A little slice of it can be grocery store provolone, but I think it just tastes better with better cheese.
I'm
It
with
does,
you
yeah.
on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, next up is the pastrami versus the Reuben. So a generic pastrami sandwich versus the Reuben that's got the.
I got a question for you before we vote. Guess what the first name of the guy the Reuben sandwich was named after? Come on, think hard now.
It wasn't Reuben.
It was.
It was?
It
Okay,
was Reuben.
I was thinking this is a trick question.
No, it was Reuben.
I thought it was Reuben might have been his last name.
Guess the state where they originated. You'll never guess this in a million. Unless you look it up. You'll never know
The state
that.
where the Reuben was.
Yeah. I
Well,
remember.
it's got sauerkraut in it, so that has to be
Yeah, ooh, she's
like Connecticut.
putting her Miss Marple hat on right here. Well, no, it's more Midwest than that.
Ohio.
Further west. You'll never-
Minnesota?
well, now you're close. Nebraska.
No.
Omaha, Nebraska is considered the home of the Reuben sandwich. Yes, by a guy named Reuben. I learned this decades ago, but I always have to. Kulakovsky, Reuben, a Russian immigrant, Jewish Russian immigrant, had a deli. Imagine that. And yeah, that's where the kraut comes from, and the pastrami and the cured meat and all that. Omaha, Nebraska. Now there's some dispute, like with a lot of things, burgers. There's always dispute. Like
Who started it?
There's some guy named Reuben in New York City says he invented it, and it's really hard to get to the provenance of these popular things like that. It's very hard to prove because sometimes they just become, I invented the ice cream cone. At the same time somebody else was putting ice cream. But yeah, Reuben Kulakovsky in Omaha, Nebraska is considered to have invented it. Yes, in the early 20th century.
Well, I'm really glad he went with naming it by his first name.
Yeah.
Not his last name, the Kulakovsky.
Yeah. I like a Kulakovsky, please. So that between the Reuben and pastrami, who'd you vote for?
I went Reuben.
Yeah, me too.
It's so good. It's just
Again, a pastrami sandwich is just an excuse to eat a meat platter, to take off from
No.
Joel Stein. Yeah, it's just about the pastrami. It's never about
But Joel
the bread.
Stein's thing was you've got the article wrong. I thought his article was all about how we're just using sandwiches as an excuse to eat
the
bread.
Yes, and no, I don't think I'm making myself clear.
That we all.
I'm just saying it's a twofold argument. Number one is, yes, we use sandwiches as an excuse, and almost like the middle part doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in a sandwich, and he's saying in things like, he proves his point by saying of something like a Reuben, you don't even need to call it a sandwich because it's the bread doesn't matter at all. So a true sandwich is about an excuse to eat the bread, and something like a pastrami sandwich, not a Reuben, which is just piled high, is just an excuse to eat bread, and the bread doesn't matter.
Okay.
So it does not that the bread doesn't matter; it matters a lot, but it doesn't matter in a pastrami sandwich. See?
You just have to have good rye bread.
Yeah, good rye bread, and a Reuben is cooked with I mean, with the little sauerkraut and the Thousand Island dressing. I mean,
The Swiss cheese.
The Swiss. I mean, there is nothing greater than a great. You know, who used to do a great one. Dupars.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't had it, but when they were downtown for years, I would go there for their Reuben.
Another excuse to go to Dupars.
Yeah, so Reuben. Okay, so we agree on Reuben. Okay, let's keep going.
Monte Cristo or carne asada torta?
Carne asada.
I don't know if I've actually had a Monte Cristo.
Well, the Monte Cristo is basically just a different, kind of a sweeter version of the classic croque monsieur.
Yes.
So it's
sandwichified.
It takes the croque monsieur, which has bechamel sauce, which is kind of it's like cooked. I mean, it's griddled, and then there's a bechamel sauce put on it and everything, and melted. And sometimes there's an egg, in which case it's a croque madame. With a Monte Cristo, often it's like French toast with ham and cheese on it.
Yeah.
That's deep fried or fried like French toast on the griddle. Sometimes they're deep fried, and then they put powdered sugar on them. Ugh. So it's kind of a dessert ham and cheese sandwich, and it can be good. But I think we're both.
Carne asadas.
Yeah. We're going. No. I'm going to go with the Monte Cristo.
Oof.
Know why? Because carne asada is generous. It's just that's always cheap meat. It's just very cheap meat, and I've never had a good one. So I'm out there, a Mexican sandwich maker. Show me a good one, I could change my vote. But I've never had a really great torta with carne asada on it. It's always like
I don't know if
a lot of bread and a lot of like really cheap shaved meat.
I don't know if it technically counts as a torta, but the gaucho sandwich at Aroma, do you remember that?
Yeah. Well, that was like a fillet.
Yeah.
Didn't you have a fillet? That was tremendous. I mean, that was that was orgasmic. Okay. So we split on that one.
Bologna or a caprese panini? And I'm going to go first because I think we're going to split on this one too. This was a nostalgia vote. I went with bologna because there is a Lebanon bologna out of central Pennsylvania that I grew up on, and it was my lunchbox sandwich that, every now and then I get shipped in to make me feel good if I'm having a bad day. And so, yeah.
Bologna.
Where a caprese panini, I'm like, I'd just rather have the salad.
Yeah, well, it's basically just it's just a tomato and mozz on a focaccia.
It's like a pesto.
Yeah. I'm going with panini just because,
Yeah, I
bologna.
know. I get it.
Because bologna.
I get it.
Okay, so we split on that one. Okay, now
so let's go to the next round so we can get our group 1 winner.
Okay,
Let's just keep going. So now we have grilled cheese versus the gyro.
Gyro.
You're going gyro.
Gyro. What are you?
I'm going grilled cheese.
Well, now what do we do when we split? How do we do this now?
You just got to keep track of yours.
Okay, I got gyro there. Okay, I'm gyro there. Okay.
Tuna salad versus fried chicken. I went fried chicken.
I'm going to go fried chicken too.
Okay.
Yep.
Cheesesteak versus Reuben.
This is a tough one.
I know.
This was one. I have it right here. I've got question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm like,
I went cheesesteak.
The greatest cheesesteak I've ever had was at John's Roast Pork in Philadelphia. But Reuben sandwiches to me are almost like the apotheosis of sandwich making. Okay, so I got to go with Reuben. I'm with Reuben. I'm going with Reuben. Okay,
I went cheesesteak.
and by the way, it's Reuben. Yes, and Sammy got it right. A lot of people misspell it by R-U-E, but it's Reuben. And if you're stuck for the first name, no. Anyway, keep going. Okay, so I'm at Monte Cristo, and you're at carne asada torta versus panini.
Okay, what do you go between Monte Cristo and panini? Your caprese panini. What are you picking?
Monte Cristo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Me, it's carne asada torta versus the bologna sandwich. Lebanon bologna out of, what is it, Lebanon, Pennsylvania? Yeah. I'm going my bologna sandwich. I'm choosing nostalgia. Okay, back to the top.
Okay.
You have gyro versus fried chicken.
Yep.
What are you picking?
Chicken.
Okay. I had grilled cheese versus fried chicken, and I have fried chicken winning. So
chicken. I see how this is working. Okay. She's got it all figured out.
And then
So chicken is now in the
finals for Group 1.
For finals for Group 1. Who would have known? It was. I would say it was a pretty weak bracket.
It was. It was
falafel and pita, PB&J. I mean, if this was March Madness, people would go, the number one seed's going to cruise through this one. Right?
The bottom half of this bracket was a little tougher.
Yeah, this was more like, Duke versus North Carolina, that kind in the bottom half. Okay.
So then next up, I had cheesesteak versus Lebanon bologna, and obviously cheesesteak won. You've got the Reuben going up against the Monte Cristo.
The Monte Cristo. So we're a split of opinion here. So I'm going to give mine. My vote here is going to be Reuben.
Okay.
Okay.
So your final on Group 1 is fried chicken versus Reuben.
And I fried chicken versus Reuben. I'm going with the Reuben. Okay.
My group winner of fried chicken versus cheesesteak is the cheesesteak, which isn't fair because we had in round 1. In the second round, we had cheesesteak and Reuben going head to head. So ultimately, that second round was the deciding factor for us.
Yeah, again, it's like when two high seeds meet in right away.
Yeah.
So we don't have a Group 1 winner, though, do we? We don't.
Okay, well, I'm going to Reuben versus cheesesteak.
Okay, Reuben. So that's where we are right now. For Reuben versus cheesesteak are our two. So these two have got to.
We might have to decide. I might have to cave, or you might have to cave.
Okay, and that's where we are right now.
So,
now let's go to the West Coast bracket. That was the East Coast bracket.
Oh man, French dip versus the Italian beef.
Again, this is a couple of high seeds right here. Okay, because both get wet. But both get both
the jus.
But both use shaved beef of some kind of various quality. You dip it. You always rub the dip on the side with the Italian beef. French dip comes that way. I would say French dips usually come on better bread. They do.
They do.
Yeah, Italian rolls beef can be so by a whisker. I mean, literally a last second shot at the fadeaway 20-footer at the buzzer. Okay, French dip.
I thought we were going to split on this one. I really thought you were going to go Italian beef.
No, I went with French dip.
Where's your favorite? Do you have a favorite French dip in town?
Well, I go to L.A. Philippe's.
Ah.
And I used to go to Kohl's, but Kohl's closed last year. Yeah, Philippe's is my Philippe's is my gold standard in L.A. for the French dip, who I believe can legitimately claim to have invented or at least invented / popularized the sandwich.
They really have. For me in town here in Vegas, one of the best French dips you'll find is at Bavette's.
Haven't had it, but yes, it is on
It's
there.
very good. And that's one of those where you're getting high quality bread, high quality meat in the jus and the horseradish. It's all just top notch.
That's why you listen, folks, for tips like these.
I need to get up to Durango. I've heard they have one that's off menu, but I will get there.
So then we have BLT versus, what is bacon?
Bacon, egg, and cheese bagel sandwich.
Again, this was a walkover really for me. I mean, BLT. Yeah. This is like,
yeah.
Yeah.
That was easy. This one was tough for me. The Turkey Club versus the Italian hoagie.
Okay, now we're getting back into Philly territory here. I like the hoagies at the Proper Sandwich Shop. Friend of the pod who's sick with the flu right now. Shout out to JB. He thinks I'm full of shit.
Because they do jardinero.
Yeah, jardinere, and he just makes his blood boil when he thinks about it. Gets very provincial. I say, JB, calm down. It's just a sandwich.
It's just a sandwich.
But I think turkey clubs are kind of boring. Come on, very country clubbish and boring.
So I always judge a country club restaurant by their turkey club.
Yeah.
But I when it came down to this, I went Italian hoagie.
Yeah,
because turkey just sucks.
Yeah, turkey's so bland. I mean, really, and again, a turkey club is all about the bacon. To me, it's about the bacon and the
it's
tomato.
It's all about the ratio.
The ratio and everything.
Yes.
So we're in agreement there. Then next match, ham and cheese versus patty melt. Again, this is like to keep the basketball analogy going. This is kind of like a number like a 5 and 6 seed, squaring off, in the first round.
Yeah.
They're both good. They're not the best, but they're both solid contenders that could inch over the top with the right combination of luck and skill. So ham and cheese, great sandwich. You're talking about sort of cold ham and cheese here.
Yeah.
See, I got to go with the classic patty melt there.
Yes,
You
I
gotta
was
go.
worried.
No,
I
no.
was worried.
I mean, the patty melt with the burger with the way the rye bread gets griddled and
The mustard.
and the way the cheese kind of soaks into the bread while it's into the bread and to the hamburger. So patty melt again. If I had to seed these to begin with, patty melt and Reuben's would have been my top 4 seeds. They would have been 2 of the top 4 seeds in my.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got a thing for rye bread.
Yeah, on the right sandwich, yeah, especially patty melt, great patty melt. It may be one of the great. It's like the Great Reuben. When you taste a good one, you sort of wonder why you don't eat them all the time.
It's a great hangover food.
Yeah. All right, so next one was easy for me.
The next one is the jambon beurre.
This is a good classic roast beef.
Yeah, I went jambon beurre.
Yeah, I mean, I like roast beef sandwiches, but it's always dependent. A great roast beef sandwich depends on the quality of the roast beef, and it's got to be super
Not
shaved
Arby's.
thin. You know, they in the Northeast they have this thing called beef on weck, which is a Kimmel weck roll, which has I think caraway seeds and things on it. It's like a hamburger bun, but it's sort of shaped a little different. It's round, and they really the good place, the bars in the Northeast in New Hampshire and upstate New York, shave the beef real thin, and it's just great with like mustard, but. Jambon beurre is when there's nothing better than walking the streets of Paris with one of those baguettes with the mozzarella cheese, the brie and the butter, and the fact that they figured out that butter and brie and thin sliced, lightly cured Parisian ham on a great baguette is just like the last word in sandwiches and cold sandwiches, yeah,
and cornichons in there.
Yeah. They slice them and you just get that little hit of cornichon in between.
And you've
bites.
got to be walking when you eat this, or else you'll end up under a pile of crumbs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like a croissant. You know, they go everywhere. So jambon beurre over roast beef. What? I was a little unclear about tonkatsu here. What did you mean by that?
Like the pork tonkatsu sandwich.
Like a sando when they put it in a sando. You know, I hate to do it to my friends in New Orleans, and you know I'm a big fan of New Orleans, but I had to go with tonkatsu here. And now that I know what I thought that's what it was. You're like it's for sandos. Po' boys, I think, are just an overrated thing. They are. And I'm sorry, Louisianans, that Leidenheimer bread is so mid. It just never does anything for me.
All of our 2 Louisiana listeners have just canceled us.
Yeah. And I mean, you get these po' boys there, and they'll have like fried oysters or fried shrimp and everything, but the bread is so forgettable. I just end up just kicking the bread aside. It's got a bunch of shredded lettuce and then, a little mayonnaise, and they never seem to get the mayonnaise lettuce ratio right. And so I had 3 of them just 2 weeks ago in Louisiana, but I ended up just tossing the bread to the side and eating the proteins in the middle.
Yeah, it all gets lost to me.
Yeah. So tonkatsu gets my nod there too.
Next was pulled pork versus a banh mi.
Banh mi sandwiches are a joke. Don't get me started. Oh. With all that weird ass Vietnamese sausages with the indescribable meats inside them.
No. A real banh mi, doesn't it just have the pulled pork?
No, they have this thing called the pork loaf.
Oh,
which
then I'm
is
changing my vote. Get me out of here.
They have some weird mystery meats in the actual banh mi sandwich. Now you can get them with just pulled pork.
Okay,
but the real ones, I just look at I mean, I love that kind of sweet sour crunch you get from them. But the bread, again, is always a little too mushy for me. And pulled pork, come on.
Yeah,
pork.
The real thing that gets me on the banh mi is I love those pickled julienne veggies with the cilantro. It's just such a great combination.
And the way the different things hit your but I don't know. I don't ever find myself saying, hey, Ash, hey, food gal, let's all go get a banh mi sandwich. It's something I default to when I have to.
Rest in peace to one of my favorite places, which was Taco Asylum in Costa Mesa. They did really fun tacos, and one of them was a banh mi taco, and it had pork and the veggies, and it was so good.
You know why you liked it? Because the bread was better.
It was
on
a
that
tortilla.
taco.
It was a little
tortilla
tortilla.
versus
That's
that
true.
really soft nothing bread that they do on those
Okay,
banh mi.
I'm changing my vote. Next up was Cuban versus lobster roll. And okay, let me ask you this. On a lobster roll, are you going hot or are you going cold?
Depends on whether you're in Connecticut or Massachusetts. We had
Which
this
do you like?
discussion.
Yeah, but which do you
Well, it's
like?
cold. The farther north you get, the colder it gets. In the Connecticut, we swear by the hot one with the butter. I like the hot lobster roll with the butter off the
Yeah.
shell with the drenched butter. But a lobster salad, a good lobster salad. I was in Nantucket last summer. Fantastic lobster rolls. But, man, they've gotten expensive in the Northeast.
Yep.
A lobster roll now, we used to get they used to be $10, on the shore when we were there. And now one will cost you $40. Yeah, one. Yeah, it's like steaks have become, it's just like, oh, 2 lobster rolls and a soda, that'll be $100, sir. For
You're
a
better
sandwich.
off going to Peter Luger and doing their power lunch,
Yeah,
where
no,
for
no.
$45
Bucks,
you
you
get
get-
a salad, lobster roll,
And a really good one. Yes, yeah, you're absolutely
Oh
right.
my gosh.
But I love lobster rolls. Cuban sandwiches, I love a good Cuban sandwiches. But again, the bad ones I've had in my life have outnumbered the good ones.
Yeah, but I'm putting the best of the best. I'm ignoring the bad, and I'm going the best Cuban versus the best lobster roll.
And you were in Miami last year, weren't you?
And the year before, I chase Cuban sandwiches.
Oh God,
I love them. So yeah, I'm voting Cuban sandwich here. You went
I went lobster roll.
okay with the butter.
Yeah, which sets up this tugging my heartstrings. It's like it's a Sophie's choice for a guy like me. I mean, I've got to choose between a lobster roll, the lamb of my birth, with pulled pork. I'm the world's biggest barbecue fan, and I guess where I went there.
Oh, we're going. Okay, you went pulled pork versus lobster roll.
We're going back up. The,
Yeah, we're gonna go up. We're gonna go bottom to top. I
Okay.
think you went pulled pork.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. There's something about a great pork sandwich eaten on the back of a car in the parking lot of a North Carolina pig roasting restaurant.
With a great little potato roll or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And you can smell the smoke and the hickory smoke, and you're standing outside and you're eating it, and it's got coles. They have different types of coleslaw they put on it, and I could just eat 10 of them at once. So, I had to go with pulled pork.
One of the best
Especially
ones.
North Carolina pulled pork.
Yeah, one of the best ones here is just up the street. It's Soul Belly.
Yeah, yes, they do a fabulous one. Okay, and I don't like the pulled pork at Wild Fig as well. I think they do beef better than pork, but that's another conversation. Okay, okay, so
I don't know if I've ever had it there. So yeah. Next up, we've got the Camembert versus.
the tonkatsu fried pork sando.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Paris here.
Me too.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's we're in agreement. Now the next one,
that's tough.
the next one, patty melt versus a great Italian hoagie, or a great patty melt, which is basically a burger, a rye bread burger.
I think you went patty melt.
Yeah.
And I went Italian hoagie.
Okay, so we're split. There's a split of opinion there right now.
Yep.
Okay, the top of the thing, French dip versus BLP.
And I'll tell you why I went.
Yeah.
I patty melts sometimes get too greasy for me. There's 4 bites in there that are absolutely ethereal, orgasmic, incredible, but at some point I usually have to tap out because it's a little too much, too rich for my blood.
And I think you've talked me into changing my mind. Boy, that's something that doesn't happen much. Because basically patty melt's a burger. Okay.
But I mean, it's very good. It's
is.
just at some point, I always am like, a half is almost too much for me. But I could eat a 6-foot Italian hoagie. Just
a
keep
really
going.
good one. Okay, I'm going with hoagie. So yes,
Wow,
well, okay,
look at me. Look at I still got some.
Let me tell you, don't ever. Please tell my wife, my mind can be changed on
I
the
will.
important things like this.
Okay, next up, we're going French dip versus BLT.
Yeah, it's no contest.
BLT.
No. BLT again.
No.
You can take the white girl out of the country club, but you can't take the country club out of the white girl. Okay, I mean, come on, a French dip, with the beef and the juice and and the dripping and you know, and
Okay,
good French.
you
Come
know
on.
what? I think I'm going to let you.
Yeah, BLT's just
BLT's really the BLT really comes down to the tomato.
Yeah, and we're not living in 1959 anymore. Okay,
Okay. You've won. I've conceded French
Okay.
dip. French dip. Okay, so now we're going back down. French dip versus the hoagie, and that is like a Duke, North Carolina. I think French dip.
yeah, it's like the old reference. It's like University of Houston versus University of Louisville in 1986. The Doctors of Dunk versus Akeem Olajuwon. Who was the other guy they had? Clyde the Glide Drexler. One of the greatest college basketball games ever. The final score was like 103 to 97. It was just quite a game.
Wow.
When they were just dunking up and down the court the whole time. Yeah, the hoagie. I'm going hoagie.
Really?
Yeah. You know why? Because it's kind of the ultimate cold sandwich.
Just get an antipasta salad.
Yeah, and just chop it, and then so you're going with the French dip.
You can't get the French dip experience anywhere else. That flavor with the Gruyere, the hot roast beef.
It's also very hard to get a good French dip. Hoagies are more.
So you're going for convenience now.
Yeah. What's Porta Subs featuring this week?
Wow, you made me. You convinced me into the French dip, and now here I am, French dip versus Italian hoagie.
All right, you know what?
No. I'm. This is producer Sammy. What are you doing? You can be the tiebreaker. Italian hoagie versus French dip. Hoagie. I think
I think hoagies are more.
Hoagie.
A great hoagie is a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's a lot harder to achieve than people think. It's not just slapping meat on bread. Okay. Okay. Hoagie.
And I think our buddy in town, James Trees, would agree. He's shuttled hoagies from Santa Monica over here to us.
They do a very good one there.
They do.
Yeah. Okay, and then hamon versus hamon beurre, which is the classic French baguette sandwich.
You have versus pulled pork.
Yeah.
I have it versus the Cuban. Can we just declare the hoagie a winner? I have the Cuban winning that round.
Okay, versus the pulled pork. Oh God, this is a hill I'm prepared to die on.
You're going
Yeah,
pulled pork
Pulled pork. I don't know.
over the.
Well, no, let's go. So it's hamon versus the pulled pork or the Cuban.
Yep.
So would a great hamon beurre beat either one of those? No.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, let's think about this scientifically. Jesus. Yeah, so really it comes down to pulled pork. We're back to pulled pork versus Cuban right here. Okay.
So you're taking pulled pork into the finals.
And you want Cuban to go into the finals.
And those two are facing off against the classic Italian hoagie. And I'm going to have to give it to hoagie.
So whoa. So you're saying either hoagie trumps either pulled porks or Cubans, is what you're saying. I think Hogan does that. All right, we're going with hoagie. Okay.
Okay, so now the final is we've got to establish we have a split over here.
Yeah, so group 2 winner, coming out of the group 2,
Is the Italian hoagie.
The Italian hoagie, preferably one from a great deli in Philadelphia. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, now, you have cheesesteaks and I have Reubens. A fight to the finish. Cheesesteaks versus, you know what? I'm not going to give Philly 2 victories.
I know. Okay,
I'm not giving Philly 2 victories.
I was just saying. I was like, God, what we're acknowledging here.
No.
Okay, I will
Although
concede.
my buddy JB and Lou, my buddies, part of my boys group, they're going to kill me. But Reuben, okay, the finals are hoagies versus Reubens. Okay, I like it. You got cold Italian salumi, great Italian bread, versus Reuben, which is basically hot pastrami with
corned beef
or corned beef. Yeah, usually corned beef with sauerkraut and mustard and all that sort of thing. Who wins that one? Can we just declare a draw?
I don't think that's how that works.
Well,
I think I'm going Italian hoagie because I just have to think, how many times do I crave a great Italian hoagie in a year versus how many times am I craving a Reuben?
I think what we do now is we just put it on the website and see who votes for what. That's what we should do. See?
Oh, let the
people decide. I'm a man
because
for
you
the
don't
people.
want to. You don't want to decide. A great Reuben. Gosh, it warms your soul with that sauerkraut.
Yeah, and the
rye
good
bread.
rye bread and that corned beef, and you just take it and you just and the smell of a Reuben just is intoxicating. You know that the cheese and the beef and the bread and the rye all come together. Hoagies don't really smell like anything. It's just a bunch of cold cuts. My dad always used to call them cold cuts.
Cold cuts.
Yeah.
Okay, we're down to a Reuben
Versus hoagie.
hoagie.
You make the call.
You make the call, people. Go to the
Okay.
website. We'll put it up, and then you can also. We will also put the PDF version of the bracket, so you can fill yours out and send it back to us and tell us how wrong we were.
Yeah, and you know, and dollars to donuts.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a dozen people tell us, what about the blankety
Sandwich.
blank?
I know. I was going
you
through
know.
this, and I was like, I could immediately already think of some sandwiches that were left
Yeah.
off, like the muffaletta.
Muffaletta. Yeah.
Put that up against a Cuban, and
Well, that's
that's a tough call.
that's Tommy Hearns versus Sugar Ray Leonard right there. Okay.
And then you've got a chicken parm sandwich,
Yeah.
which people love.
Oh, yeah, chicken parm. Ooh. Okay, I think we did pretty well here. You know, for people who do nothing but think about food. So I like the idea we put up. Reuben comes out of a bracket for
One.
Group 1 winner, and the Philadelphia Classic Italian Hoagie comes out of Group 2, and I'll let everybody else decide.
Okay, wait. Let's before we finish, I want to know what you put on your Italian hoagie. What meats?
All right. What would I do? Well, I mean, of course, prosciutto,
Yes.
capicola,
Okay.
probably a some kind of peppered salami as well.
Yeah.
All right. So there's 3. You got your ham, you got your salami, you've got your capicola. Let me just see.
I'd probably put like a pepperoni or like a spicy salami on there, like a soppressata.
Soppressata. Thank you. Okay, there you go. Let me just. I'd love to just see.
Do not put mortadella on it. If you put mortadella, I'm kicking you
No.
off.
Mortadella is filled with various meats and condiments. Okay. And oh yes, it is perfectly acceptable, JB, for them to put jardiniere on it. Says right there. No, it doesn't. Okay. Various meats and cheeses. I don't like mayonnaise on mine. I think it needs to be an oil and vinegar dressing.
You can have all 3.
Yeah.
I do all 3.
Yeah, mayonnaise sometimes provides a nice little barrier for the in the meat, against being soaked through with the oil and vinegar dressing. So, salumi, ham, capicola, cheese is important to me. It's got the best provolone cheese you can find. The best sliced provolone, like an aged provolone cheese, is essential to a good one.
Agreed.
And I mean, that's people put mozzarella on there.
Oh no! If I'm deviating from provolone, I'm going Havarti.
Yeah. Well, a good Swiss cheese might work too, but you want an Italian cheese. It's got to be
Yeah.
a good Italian cheese with a certain edge to it. You know, that's why I don't like. I think that's why you don't like your mortadella, because mortadella tends to be creamy and fatty, and you want your meats to be a little, have a little more kick to them. Yeah.
And then you got to do your shredded lettuce, tomato.
But as always, proportions are everything.
Yeah, the ratio.
Ratio is everything. Without ratio, the sandwich fails. I mean, and you go on the internet. There's some people who will some really good, not all the bullshit you see, but there's some people that are layering it. These chefs are showing you how they just put it on there, and sometimes they put pesto on there. Not a big pesto fan. I'd rather just do an oil and vinaigrette and maybe a little mayonnaise, and that would be it.
Yeah, and I do the hot cherry pepper relish.
Yeah, but no jardiniere.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, versus the Reuben, the Italian hoagie up against
a guy. Who is the name after again?
Reuben
Kulakovsky.
You guys go to our website, you vote, you decide. Go download the bracket. You can play along, send it in. We'll post what other people, your final fours and everything. Thought this was fitting for March.
Yeah, we should have this, and it'll be fun. And tell us how full of beans we are, And someday we will get her over her fear of mortadella.
I don't think so.
I know.
I just don't think it's
There is
good.
hope for you. There's hope.
I eat it like occasionally if it's.
You like this shitty bologna, but you don't like.
This shitty bologna is like beef. It's like get out of here.
Mortadella is the apotheosis of bologna, and so you like one. You like the crappy version of something that could be better. That's like
this bologna is really good. It's
liking.
It's smoked beef bologna. It's very good.
Okay. You're talking about beef. All beef bologna is a different animal than all pork. Mortadella.
It's not that it doesn't look like Oscar Mayer. See, that's the problem for me. Mortadella looks like the little packet of Oscar Mayer bologna that.
We're gonna have.
And then it's got the cancer spots.
Well, no, those are pistachios.
They look like cancers.
Okay. Well, there's certain areas of Italy they do not have the original mortadella did not have pistachios in. That's kind of a later development.
And I will eat it if it's in a sub and it's kind of like thin. Yeah. It's not over the ratio's right. Yeah. I'll eat it. It's more hassle taking it out. Or the great donation goes to Rocky.
Well, I've been in Italy where they bring they have mortadellas in these delis that are literally like 12 feet long.
You posted one and tagged me in it.
And they're that big. I mean, they're as thick, at least as thick as a basketball, and they could be like 8 feet long. Yeah. There's something, and they shave them off super thin. Okay.
Well, guys.
It's it for the sandwich show.
The sandwich show is over. I hope you enjoyed it. But go vote.
Good night, Philly.
You got to decide.
Good night, Philly.
The Reuben versus the Italian hoagie.
Reuben, baby, Reuben.
Hoagie all day.
Radio, video.